Welcome back everyone. Quickly, let's continue our discussion on HTML form attributes. So quickly, right here we will be discussing about the HTML form attributes in HTML input, and the form attribute we are going to use is the form action attribute. The form action attribute in our HTML input specifies the URL of the file that will process the input when the form is submitted. So note one thing, this overrides the action attribute of the form element. The form action attribute works with the following input types: submit and image. Input type of submit, input type of image. Those are the things that it works with. So I'm going to show you how this works quickly so you can be able to understand. As you can see, so right here now, let's get back to our document quickly. In our previous tutorial we discussed about this, where we discussed about the form attribute. So let me call this main form attribute. Let's leave this like that. Let's just come down here and bring this to the bottom here. Let's now say inside our form right here, let's create something new inside our form. Or we should create another form entirely so you can be able to understand this. So quickly, let's create another form entirely, because everything, let's leave this one for now and come here, create a label. Let's call it one. Break it, come here, break it. Let's call this input type of anything, and come here, create form action. This form action will override the action attribute right here. That is, but we are not going to use the form action right here because this one is our input where we want to write something. So we need a button, submit button. So let's create another input type of what? Input type of submit. So we need this input type of submit. Let me break it like this. So this input type of submit, when we click it, instead of coming to the index.php file, we want this input type of submit to use our form action attribute and entered our order. Let's call it order, so you can be able to identify order.php. So instead of sending our form to this index.php, it will override it. It will send the form to this order.php. So now let's save our document so you can be able to understand what I'm talking about. Back to our document, let's reload. Can we see we are having this kind of thing, right? Now let me call it form action, so you can be able to identify it very well. Form action attribute. So when we call it form action attribute, yes, let's call it form action attribute. Let's call it form action attribute. Let's call this also form attribute and also form action attribute. So this is form action attribute, right? So what we want to do right now is that we want to break our page so it can look nice. Let's do it ×2, and also I want to break this place also so I can see something nice. I obviously want to break it so everything can look nice. So let's reload our document. Right now this is our submit button and this is our form. Let's write something. I don't even need to break this. Don't let me break this so they can stand beside each other. Let them start. No, let me break it. Label, let me give it a label. Sub, let me give it sub. I will just call it submit. Submit your form. So when I call it submit your form, it's already having a label. As you can see, submit your form, right? So let's break it now. We can now break it. BR times 2. I love BR times 2. So let's do it. Yes. Now let's write something. Let's write anwar. Now let's submit our form. Can you see what happens? Let me scroll it so you can see what happens. Instead of getting to our index, it is using our order.php. So that is the benefit of using this order.php in our input type of submit, as you can see. So it override this one instead of it to take it to run our submit using to run our input using our index.php. It doesn't use it. It's now entering here and use our order.php. Let me specify name here so you can be able to understand it better. So let's call it user. So we want to take, let me give it capital letter so you can recognize it clearly. So I come back here, reload. Let's submit again. Can you see our user anwar is heading to our order.php? So let's say for instance now we remove this our form action from here and we save our document. We reload and we submit. It will head to our index.php. So definitely because we use our form action attribute here, we use our form action attribute here, and we call it order.php file. We call our order.php file there. Definitely it is trying to override the index.php file. Can you see? Definitely this our input now is now heading to our order.php file. So that's the benefit of using it. So I can say the use case of it. The use case of it is different. Let's say for instance now you are having different input elements here. Let's say you are having one for users and you are having one for admin. Can I say this one is for admin and this one is for user? This one will, anytime people click on this first button, user form, and this one you can turn this to admin form. You understand? Admin. So admin we send something to, so and the both are using the same input, right? Let's reload our document so you can understand what I'm talking about. Now let's say the user want to submit this anwar. When the user submit, it will add to our index.php file, right? But when the admin want to submit, it will add to our order.php file. You should understand what I mean by this. So that is the benefit. That's one of the use case of it. As you can see, let me break this so you can still see what I did very well. There's no any magic in this. It's when you practice make perfect. So can you see when user want to submit this name now, it will add to our index.php file. But when admin want to submit this form now, it will add to our order.php file. That's the benefit of using the order. That is the benefit of using the form action in our input field, input element. In our input element, the form action attribute is useful in our input element. So you can try your best, try to understand this very well, because if you practice it, practice make perfect. If you don't practice it, no one can do that for you. And what akorede ayofe is my name. I wish to see you guys next time. Until the next tutorial, have a great day. Bye.